Alright guys, welcome back to another Faith in Farming production. This is Colton. Today, now that I've had some time to get used to the blade on here and kind of work with it a little bit, I thought I'd just kind of give you a little review on it, tell you a little more about it. I don't remember quite what I told you all about last time on it when I've just finished building it. I hadn't used it yet. I've cleared snow with it once, and my grandpa's had it out once just to push up a snowdrift. Works pretty well. I'd say the blade is really well built. It's a really heavy-duty blade. It's like a 1930s to 1980s blade, which is why I had so much trouble mounting it to this tractor's, because that was before John Deere, widened out their frame. So you guys can see here, I built these frames. I've showed you this before, but built these, come out of the frame, drop down, all that to hook up. I had to build that custom. And I've showed you a little bit about this, but now that I've gotten some time to work with it, it likes to twist up here. There's some things I gotta work out on it, but that's easy enough. I got this just at the right height. This, when I tilt it, works perfect, because all you do is you pull this pin and then this will go both ways, and it works really well. The lift works pretty well, for building that for, I'm gonna have to say, less than $30. That's probably the best you're gonna get, honestly, guys. And it does work. It will hold the blade up. What you have to do is your rope is gonna stretch. This is a pretty heavy nylon rope, and these nuts, they just come back, hook in here, and hold it. I need to tie another knot here because the rope has stretched. So it works really well in the snow, but the last few days, haven't showed you much of this, or any of it actually. I've been cleaning the corrals with it. The nice thing about this little tractor is you can get it up on our concrete slabs that we have in our runs. Because we're still working on hauling the dirt in. I'd like to work on that this summer. If I can find some dirt that's free or relatively inexpensive, I would like to haul more dirt in and get the ground level with the concrete slabs there. But as long as I can't get our other tractor in there that I usually use, I can get this up on the slab because it's narrow enough, and I'll just tilt that blade and I just push it all off the slab. And then I can run down along the slab and pick it all up. And yesterday, I darn near got myself stuck because it was warm enough, the snow was melting, and I didn't think much of it because there was still snow. I ended up driving in the snow, and it was quite sloppy mud underneath. The other possibilities I've been looking at with this tractor, you guys will have to mind the wagon and everything else I got in here, is getting the I can't even remember what it's called. It's a attacher for the back. It bolts in here, and it works kind of like a 3-point for the rear end. And then you got a lift arm thing that comes out here, and you use it. And they got discs. They got a little plow. I really don't know, though. I haven't looked at them tons. Do some more research on those. I really don't need a lot of little stuff for this. I would like a scoop for the front. They do build a scoop. It's quite expensive, so I would like to find my own scoop and design that as well, rather than spend, I think it's close to like $400 they want for that. It's really expensive. And I think if I can find the scoop, like I got the blade and the kit, but I had to build it to fit this tractor, and instead of costing me the $350-ish it would have, it cost me, I think it was around $60. The blade was about $28 at a sale this spring, and then the mounts, the metal for the mounts and the time I put into it was around $30 as well, so spent around $60 on that. So relatively inexpensive there compared to the $350 I would have spent on the regular blade for that. While I'm on this topic, as far as this goes, I haven't worked on it anymore. I've been clearing some, like I said, clearing the runs and the corrals and all that. Been working on that while it's warm. It's not warm today, it's cold, so I'm not working on it. It's cloudy. There's no sun at all. It is cold today. Sun hasn't come out yet. I think it's thinking about it. Pretty cold. Didn't make a video yesterday. I really didn't do anything worth videoing. Tomorrow we're going to a farm sale, though, in the morning. Not sure if we're getting anything. We don't really know everything that's in there. We know there's some small electric motors, which would have a use. This is an air compressor. Well, this is my air compressor. Told you my grandpa's has a leaky tank on it. This is a good air compressor, guys, but the motor has gone out. I ended up picking this one up at was it the same? I think it was the same sale I got the blade. And that was an expensive auction I went to, I'll tell you that. But it is the wrong motor for this. So, they don't say what motors they have, they just say small electric motors is all the thing says. So, we'll go up there a little early tomorrow, so before we buy a buyer's number and all, we will walk around to see what they got. If they don't have anything we want, we will probably come home and be useful and get work done. But if they do, we'll stay on up there. They have a never mind. They have a McCormick grain drill, which I would look at. Let's see, they've got a John Deere 70 and a John Deere 50, and a John Deere 720, a 4440, and a 4030. This stuff all has high hours on it, though. The John Deere 4030 has 12,900 hours. Granted, it has had an overhaul within the last 150 hours. I still probably wouldn't spend a ton of money on it. They're just old. They're not 1970s vintage. It's hard to get parts. Now, granted, mine are 1950s vintage. They're nicer. They look pretty. I like red. If they say keep the red in the shed, but you know. But they do have a McCormick drill that I would look at because it would be the right color to match these. All I have implement-wise is a small disc, a Minneapolis Moline manure spreader. It doesn't. You can't mix yellow and red, guys. You can't mix yellow and red. But my grandpa has two Minneapolis Moline tractors. He's got one sitting over there, and he's got one in the shop, which I'm sure you guys have seen, sitting right next to the H. Neither of which run. We would like to change that in the future, though. We are apparently in the restoration business of old tractors now. That could be a bad thing, or it could be a good thing. But if there was another Farmall implement, McCormick implement that they had, and I'm not exactly sure what it was. I have to look, but I'll see soon enough tomorrow what they have. They have a lot of stuff. There's a paragraph like twice that big on random stuff. But anyhow, that is tomorrow's mission, is go check that out. That's kind of just what I want to talk to you guys about, just make a random video, because I didn't make one yesterday, and figured I'd get back to you guys. So I'm hoping tomorrow I can, actually video at the auction. The last auction I went to, man, had it all smashed together in a really small space. It was really close together. There was a lot of people all right there too, and there wouldn't have been a way for me to do it, because it was louder than heck, people talking, just junk scattered all around. So hopefully tomorrow it's better organized and spread out. And I'll be able to show you guys. He has a lot more decent looking things in it. The last guy had a lot of junk, a couple of tractors that were about equally as junky as everything else. But we will go on up to that, and hopefully you guys can see some old tractors, as he's got some. Well, some old implements. But anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And stay tuned for my next episode.